Hi everyone, welcome to the White Hatter YouTube live show.
Are we live?
We're live. Darren is once again watching TikToks before we go live.
Turning off TikTok. Sorry, December 1st.
Yes,
you know what that means?
Oh no.
Yes! 24/4 sleeps till Christmas.
Beautiful.
Yeah! You know what? I'm gonna add another piece of Christmas paraphernalia to myself. I mean, kind of look what Candice has done to this to the set. Look,
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Look at our tree. Look at our tree. Look at our tree. Look, Peppa, what are you doing in our Christmas tree? And look, Santa. Santa's behind a sign, and it says, "Cats can have a little salami."
Oh boy.
That's a meme.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you.
Look at the Christmas village that Brandon put together. And there's where's Donkey? He's in the background. Trolga's in the set there, kind of like that as well. Pine cones. I mean, Candice you and Candice did a good job.
Yeah. We were up here early this morning getting things set up. Thank you everyone joining us. Thank you all the chat. I see the chat's going quite well. Des, hello Des. Thank you for
what's up?
Thank you for joining us from the Instagram Live.
Hey.
We got a question already. What's your guys' favorite original soundtrack?
Top Gun.
That's a good one.
Top Gun. One of my favorites. They just made Top Gun 2, and it's coming out in the new year.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a follow-up to Top Gun. I'm really excited.
We'll see if it's any good.
I think it's going to be good. They've got like the new F-35s in it and stuff, right?
Oh,
so yeah, it's going to be.
jets.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. So.
Well, that's wonderful.
So what do we got going on? Hey, thank you to everybody who's joining us. By the way, I'm Darren.
I'm Brandon, and Candice is in the back monitoring the chat. Candice was here last time.
She was in my position last time. I got some big. She did a really good job. I know she was a little nervous. Because she said she was a little nervous and that kind of stuff. Every so often I saw her kind of looking down at doing her computer kind of thing. But she was monitoring doing the chat and on the show. I know, but she did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes she's a little too hard on herself, and I think she did a really good job. We actually kind of got this idea as we were waiting for this show for her to do some things like a news. You know how when you watch traditional news on TV, I know us boomers who are watching know what I'm talking about. Maybe not the Zoomers, but how they switch from the people who are the reporters. All of a sudden, they switch over to the weather lady, and the weather lady's doing their thing. Well. We're going to do the same thing with Candice, but Candice is going to do something different.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, what do you mean we'll see?
We're trying to make plans to redo kind of show mechanics in the new year.
Yeah, she's going to kind of like be doing a meme review, which will be kind of cool, right? So, Life of Potter just said, "Hey, Candice, can you tell Darren to call Brandon Scooter? Scooter. What time is it in LA?
We're dressing Scooter for Christmas?
Oh, another question from Art Article. I hope everyone's doing good. I'm doing kind of better. On Monday, I'm reaching out to my counselor tomorrow to get help I need because I'm really going downhill. Aww. You know what? And that's that was one of the messages that I sent that we share in my presentation, your presentations, is that talking makes it better. And if you're feeling a little low, it's really important that you reach out and talk. Talking is not a sign of weakness; it's a time of strength. And this time of year, as as Christmas gets closer, it's not uncommon that people will sometimes need to talk more to some people, and that's what it's all about, right? Talking makes it better. It really does. So, what do we got going?
Let's talk about some updates.
Let's talk about some updates. Hey, just before you go, do you know that this past month, because December 1st today, right? December 1st. Last month, we did the White Hatter team, you, me, as well as a couple of other of our team members. We did 28 presentations last month. 28. And then we had 4 YouTube live events.
Good.
Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Good. So let's have a look at the update. What were we up to last week?
So yeah, last week I was at Chimney Hill and DeBeck Elementary in the Greater Vancouver area.
Yeah, you were.
Second day I was at Chimney Hill. They had a pizza day. There's me with a bunch of pizza boxes.
Which is kind of funny because you're a celiac, right?
I am allergic to gluten.
Like gluten is not good for you.
No,
it's really bad.
I was kind of playing with fire there.
So it's kind of funny when I saw that picture because I was traveling at the time when I saw it. I went, oh, that's ironic, right? Here you are as a celiac in the middle of all kinds of pizza boxes. The other thing too, I had a good laugh because you did a video hit for this, right? And I think it's, Candice, is that little video hit, is that on Facebook and on Instagram? Yeah, the one where he jumps out and on the screen and says, "Hello, everybody."
I saw him myself.
You remember that one? Yeah, I mean, it was pretty funny, right? It was pretty funny. So yeah, Chimney Hill, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was good.
Nene says, Brandon, you're lucky to have Candice because she's nice. Oh, yeah, I'm lucky.
God. You know what? Candice fed us last night was the lore traditional decorating the house. The family, right? We have the family come up, so it was just Beth and I and Brandon and Candice, and we decorate the entire upstairs of the house. It looks really, really good. They do a really good job. But Candice did all the cooking. Like she made nibblies, right? Like it was only supposed to be for 4 people. It could have fed 10.
If not more.
I still got a bellyache from last night. Like there was so much food there, and it was so delicious. Her stuffed mushroom caps, oh, to die for, right? And then she made these jalapeno poppers, wasn't it? Was that what they were called? You and Mom love those, right?
Oh, they were good.
Yeah,
they got a couple left over. Ooh, lunch.
Yeah,
lunch.
I know.
After the show, I'm looking for the lunch after the show.
So what was I up to doing that?
Oh, yeah, so I got distracted by food.
I know food. Right?
You were when I was at Chimney Hill.
Pemberton Secondary, the home of the Devils. Devils.
Thank you for the mug.
Oh, thank you for the mug. As you can see, I am drinking from the Pemberton mug that they gave me as a thank you, and this mug will proudly join all the other mugs and swag that schools give us. And Brandon, you got one from...
This is from 2 weeks ago, the show that you missed. This was the mug you got, and it was from Shoreline. So thank you to the schools, for schools to give us swag. We featured on the following show.
On the show. Pemberton was a great school to talk to. It was our second time there. The principal just said, Darren, you know, the first time you came here, it went over so well that we had to bring you back a second time. They brought us back 2 years later, and we did the kids, we did their parents. Both groups loved it. I mean, the positive feedback was spectacular. And by the way, thank you to the Pemberton students, a lot of you who showed us a really nice warm welcome for coming to your school, as well as how many of you have downloaded our White Hatter app, right? The White Hatter app that you guys
links
downloaded.
in the description on YouTube, by the way.
On YouTube, yeah, Rachel's brain. And I also visited L.A. Matheson in Surrey, home of the Mustangs. This was the first time, I know it's hard to believe, this is one that we've never been to this school before.
I was at school last week. I haven't been for either.
I know. And you know what? To be quite honest, the reason that they were a little hesitant about bringing us in, because when they heard it was 2 hours, they thought, you know, we can't hold these kids in our classes for 45 minutes. We had other presenters come in that were only here for like less than an hour, and it totally took. So they were really concerned that it couldn't hold. As you and I both know, if we had a nickel for every time we heard that, we'd be very rich. I mean, standing ovation after both. I presented over 1,100 students at their high school, two different sessions, and all their teachers. Even the teachers, I asked at the end of it, how many of you thought there's no way this guy's going to hold these kids for 2 hours straight? And a lot of the teachers' hands went up, right? And that kind of, but they were shocked. Why? Because, you know, when we present, I don't want to say we're better than others out there. We're just different in the way that we present and how we present things, right? So, but we love what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. And you know, L.A. Matheson, thank you very much. Great hospitality, great school.
Busy week we had. Busy week.
We did. Yeah. Busy week coming up too, because we're going to the U.S. You and I were going down to the U.S.
Yes,
to teach down in the U.S. So a number of schools down there, and also maybe to do a little bit of Christmas shopping at the outlet mall. Why? Because Brandon lost his jacket.
We talked about the story on the Instagram Live. You can watch that on the Instagram Live. It's saved.
It's kind of funny because he always gives me hell for doing that because I'm the boomer and I have a habit of forgetting things. So when he forgot his overcoat and jacket and scarf and really nice gloves, we couldn't find him. So anyways.
We talked about that on the Instagram Live. You can learn more about it on the Instagram Live.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to go shopping down there for him and that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. Right?
New blog from White Hatter came out this week. Digital inoculation. So this is an article talking about individuals who are fleeing a dangerous life circumstance, like from a house, or someone's leaving the house.
Or a partnership.
So basically, kind of walking you through ways to ensure you privatize and secure your accounts.
Protect yourself digitally.
Yeah.
Right? Because we now know that because digital is a part of our lives and everything we do, we now know that upon separation, some partners will use digital technology to further weaponize it to be used against, to harass, abuse. Yeah. So this article is all about allowing people who are leaving partnerships how to protect themselves digitally so that they no longer let the abusive partner attempt to control them or follow them using digital technology. So this was an article that has been a long time coming. I've been asked by a lot of people to write it, and I wrote it. It's not as in-depth.
We might be doing a project in the summer, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more in-depth. But this one, it does a pretty good job about walking you through what you need to do if you're leaving a relationship, how to protect yourself digitally, right? So these people can't control you. I mean, a good example, we had a message from one young woman who went through a separation, and they had a smart house, so you could control your heating and lighting remotely. Well, after separation, her partner would turn off the heat, turn on the air conditioning, turn off the lights all remotely as a way to continue to abuse or harass her. So in this article, we show people how to minimize that from happening to protect yourself, right?
Yeah.
So really pretty cool article. Check it out. Check it out on our
blog.
Our blog.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook.
Bye, Nene. Thanks for joining us.
Nene, stop torturing me, Darren. Oh,
Food.
yes.
We're talking about food. Yeah, they had to go, so but that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. What else we got going?
The White Hatter phone parkade we gave to a school.
Yes. This is the principal from Shoreline, and we gifted her our cell phone parking garage, right?
Yes.
She loved it. She's going to be putting it to good use at her school. Just an awesome school, awesome principal, awesome teachers, awesome kids. Live locally, and we just thought, hey, for Christmas, let's gift this to this school, because this is a school that definitely said that they could use it, and that's what we do. We gifted it to them. So Merry Christmas to Shoreline, and enjoy the cell phone parking garage.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
This week in Canada, we had an alert-ready test that went on.
Yeah. Did it go off on your phone?
It did go off.
Oh my God! And it uses its own specific alarm, like the alarm that came out. I've never heard the noise ever come from my phone before, right? So, I mean, it was really cool. It's a way now that governments can put out a huge alert nationally, provincially about things like disasters, earthquakes, whatever it is, right? And they can do it nationally. So they warned everybody that they were going to do it on all the cell phone networks and TV networks because they wanted to test it. And then we kind of gave a heads up in our social media feeds that this was going to happen. But after the test went off, I started to notice on Instagram there were a couple students who were at a couple of zero tolerance phone schools that said that when these things went off, the teachers actually seized their phones, because they weren't supposed to have phones at school, right? Because they're a zero tolerance school. And I don't necessarily agree with that philosophy specifically to, taking something like that away during an emergency. But anyways, so we decided to put out a questionnaire on Instagram to all our followers, where we asked all the teens, hey, had anybody else experienced their phones being taken away? And the vast majority said no. In fact, there was one person who said that yes, at their school they did have their phone taken. But I read a couple of other messages that Candice sent me where even at schools where they had no cell phones, and when these suckers went off, they actually allowed teachers to have further discussions about emergencies and emergency preparedness. There was another message in here saying that they were all at this huge school gathering in the auditorium, and 850 students, like 200 teachers, and when the sucker went off, they just like that gym filled full of it, right? And the entire assembly. There was another school that said, and I think I know what school it is, but I won't name. They were doing some meditation in the classroom, and the phones went off during their meditation. But a number of the teachers actually thought that we said that this is a really good segue to let us talk more about issues such as emergencies, what to do in an emergency. There were a couple of teachers who had no idea that sucker was going to go off. In fact, their phones were in their purses, and they were panicking because they didn't know. So anyways, it was kind of cool. I didn't necessarily agree with schools that were taking these phones away from the kids because of the emergency, because of this testing and that kind of stuff and zero tolerance. But my feelings on zero tolerance. We're not big believers in that. We think that it's all about balance. But anyways, just thought we have anybody who likes the video like the set? Is that what you said, Candice?
Yeah, if you like the set.
Oh, yeah, hey, there you go. So for people who are watching, if you guys like the set, the Christmas Village, the tree with the little papa in the tree, Santa, Brandon and Candice spent a lot of time decorating, right? So you did. So let us know. Let us know if you like it. So
Yeah. Last week, for those of you who watch the show regular, you know that we're going to be doing a youth advisory team virtually. So December 8th, after our next YouTube live show, we are doing sort of a meetup online with some individuals who we're going to ask some questions and vice versa, just to figure out what's happening, so we can kind of figure out what's happening in everyone's lives in a digital way. So you can connect with us and get your name added to our team. So you can join us in a private video conference where Darren's going to host and talk about.
And Candice is going to be with me.
Candice is going to be with you, and we're going to talk about
everything digital going on in your lives, right? So, I mean, we really want to get as many youth as we can. We said it was between, what did we say, 13 and 17, but if you're a little younger or a little older, that's okay as well. But if you're watching right now, please send a message to Candice in the messaging saying that you're going to be interested, because there's some logistics, right? Because we need to send them a link that you're going to be connecting to directly that's private, and so that we can do some things on that. So I really encourage those young people who are watching us right now between 13 to 17. If you're a little younger, that's okay. A little older, that's okay. Make sure you connect with Candice in the messaging that's going on right now and saying, hey, that you're really interested, or live chat, so that we can send you, or Brandon can send you a link. Because all you need is a camera and the ability to, and a mic in your laptop, even on your phone, so that we can have that interaction. Because we're going to be doing it virtually. We're going to be using a program called Blue Jeans, right? Yeah. In order to do that. So there needs to be some setup, and in order to do that, we need your email addresses. Do we need anything else from them? That's all. So make sure you connect with us in the live chat, or send us a private message so that you can join the advisory team. We really believe that when it comes to social media and digital literacy and safety, that teens should have a big part to play in this. It shouldn't be adults pushing down. It should be teens pushing up on these issues in consultation with the adults, right? Yep. So there should be a synergy between the two. So, and Candice is really excited about. She doesn't like standing in front of cameras, but no, she really is. She really is excited about this, and she really wants to be able to interact with everybody to ask some really important questions. Yeah. Right.
So we have a question from. Who asked the question? We got.
That was from Article.
I have a question for Darren. Have you gone to Sands Secondary or Gray Elementary yet?
Yes, I've been to Sands.
We haven't been to Gray yet.
No, we haven't been to Gray. No.
Yeah.
But I have been to Sands for sure. Yeah, we have been.
There you go.
What else we got going on?
Talk about some news stories.
Hey, Candice, by the way, you did a good job on the You did a pretty good job. I know you had big shoes to fill, but the way you did it, though. Remember, I think I sent you a video on the link of what it actually sounds like in Morse code, where it's but you did a pretty good job. I must admit, you did a pretty good job. So thank you for doing that, because I know that you and Brandon were talking about not doing it. I know.
We had a discussion beforehand.
Yeah, because it's a little cringy, right? Oh well. It's about it.
We enjoy the cringe.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Okay, so in the news. What do we got going?
Netflix scams back in the news again. There's Netflix. There's always scams around Netflix. So basically, emails going around saying, "Hey, your Netflix subscription is suspended or it's frozen. Please go to this link," and it's not an accurate link that basically says login, and it's a fake login. So again, just be extra cautious this holiday season when people are off work and they're away from school, and Netflix is being binged a lot more because people have time to do that. Just be careful about looking for emails that's saying, hey, log into Netflix. Always be careful about that.
It's that time of year again where digital Grinches are trying everything they can to get personal information for financial purposes, whatever that is. All right. So thank you to all those people who like the video, right? And so far. So make sure you do that. But again, be aware that Christmas or the holiday seasons, there's always an increase in these types of phishing attacks and that kind of stuff, and online crime going on. So just be aware of it, right?
This is Amazon Ring is back in the news. I feel like we talk about them every month. Anyways, Amazon Ring. Amazon Ring is for those of you who don't know, who don't watch the show, it's a doorbell that has a camera on it. And there's some legitimate reasons why people want to do that, but some documents were some internal documents are kind of leaked saying how Amazon Ring is looking to build a watch list system, and that it would start identifying people who are suspicious.
So if they're walking up to the door, it would notice that you're suspicious and stuff?
There's a whole debate going in terms of how does it determine someone who's suspicious?
Okay, let's find a house who's got one, and I'm going to dress up like Santa Claus. And then I'm going to sneak up onto the stairs and let's see if it recognizes Santa as somebody who's suspicious.
The whole system is not rolled out yet. It's all internal documents.
Oh, okay.
But again, the AI is always biased. And the question is, will it be biased to people who... What are you doing?
I don't know. I just thought I'd do that.
So anyways, just some interesting things, and if someone's suspicious, you can be sent a push notification going alert your neighbors to this suspicious person. So some interesting concerns and considerations with that. We'll see where this goes. But again, smart technology for security, good reasons why people want to use it, but sometimes there can be some drawbacks.
Yeah, with convenience comes vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like, I mean, the Ring idea, it's pretty cool. I mean, there's been some really good cases where Rings have helped police departments catch criminals doing things, especially this time of year, people are stealing packages off the decks, right? And parcels and that kind of stuff. But
there are other systems out there that doesn't have AI and that police departments don't partner with.
Yeah, and that's the issue right now. And, you know, being an ex-cop, you know, I can understand why they're doing it and partnering with police departments, but the privacy in me says, there's just not something right about that, right?
Yeah. Anyways, we talked about it on previous shows, so I mean, go check those out. But
sure.
Amazon Ring always seems to be in the news.
Yeah. What's else?
NYPD pulls their fingerprint database offline due to ransomware scam.
Geez. Let me guess. Human issue.
Yeah, so basically someone had plugged in a small computer into the network that had ransomware, and it spread throughout the network.
Yeah.
It wasn't activated, so nothing was encrypted, but basically it was taken offline by the NYPD to reinstall software, and over 23 machines were infected, and 200 computers had to be reinstalled with new software because of this. So
that's one of the issues with BYOD, right? Bring your own device to work.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if your device is infected and then you plug into the corporate network, and the corporate network doesn't have the appropriate protection in place, you can infect the entire network.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyways, just a little thing to talk about in terms of one device can destroy the network.
What else we got going on?
Good news from Mozilla Firefox. Mozilla Firefox is always a leader in privacy. And,
what is it? What is Firefox?
It's a web browser.
So it's like Chrome or like Safari, right?
Yeah, it's a web browser you download.
Yeah, and why is this so popular?
Well, Firefox is known to be a privacy advocate, and it planned to block in Firefox version 72. Oh boy, 72 versions. But version 72, they're looking at blocking online fingerprinting by default. So,
and isn't Firefox open source? It's It's kind of open source, right?
So basically, when you visit websites, your web browser has a lot of identifying information.
It does.
Sometimes your battery life, sometimes your screen resolution, your time zone, your language, what apps you have installed on the browser, your fonts you use, your operating system.
So there are times where as investigators, we're doing investigations and we send what's called a honeypot, is a good example.
Yes.
That honeypot, the information that we can get from the person that we send it to, contains all this type of information.
Yeah.
It's like digital fingerprints.
Basically, but it's a browser fingerprints. You can identify people just based on the type of browser they're using and how that browser is customized.
Right.
So, interesting thing for privacy advocates. So, anyways, for those who use Firefox, wonderful. Firefox is a highly recommended platform to use for privacy, and this only further supports it.
Yeah, if you combine Firefox with DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be kind of cool too, for increased privacy issues, right? So, I mean, privacy is becoming a big deal. I mean, it's interesting where we're going to go with this, right, Brandon? Because, they're talking about end-to-end encryption about everything they're doing online, but then how does that's going to make the job of policing that much more complicated, because now these pedophiles are going to be able to send stuff that's fully encrypted and there's no way the police are going to see that. I mean, it's very interesting to see how this issue of privacy is important to all of us, but sometimes there may be a downside to that where we go so much over to the privacy side of the equation that we're now making it very hard for law enforcement to do their job in order to catch people who are abusing technology for criminal reasons.
But if people in power didn't abuse the open access,
that's the other point
then we wouldn't need to do this.
That's the other point. I mean, it's like anything else. It seems like we give people these powerful tools, whatever these tools are, and then people abuse them. And then once they're abused, well, then there has to be put checks and balances in place, right? And anyways, that's a whole deeper conversation that we can talk about, right? And I think we'll do a Facebook Live one, because we want to be specific on Facebook Live events where we're just going to talk about the issue of end-to-end encryption and the pluses and the minuses to that, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely an interesting thought process. It'd be interesting for those of you that are following us right now. What do you guys think about end-to-end encryption and total 100% privacy. And what are your thoughts on that? You know, it'd be interesting to know some of our listeners, especially the teens that follow us right now, what they think, because you know you're the ones that are growing up in this age, and now you're going to have to deal with us. You know, us boomers are going to pass on and do our own shtick down the road. But I mean, this has become an issue, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Let's talk about the inbox.
Oh, the inbox. I love the inbox. I love getting messages.
Yeah, we got this very interesting email from someone who actually saw one of my presentations at my last elementary school I was at, the back. And basically, this is someone who was in the IT field who saw my parent presentation that we all do at all schools. And they were really impressed with just how up to date we were in our presentation.
And in fact, we got this email, and I passed it on to you. This person works in IT. They thought that they knew a lot when it came to security and privacy issues, but they said in the email how surprised at how much they learned from you that they did not know. And that's the beauty of what it is that we do, right? In our parents' presentations. Our presentations are all about enlightening and not frightening. And one of the ways that we do that is by providing you good evidence-based peer-reviewed research on these topics, right? And that's what we do in our parents' presentation. So it's really, I really appreciate it. I really do when we get feedback from students, teachers, parents on what it is that we do, because that feedback lets us know if we're doing something right or if we're not doing something necessarily desirable and we need to change things. So for those of you who like what it is that we do and how we do it, then please share your message with us. Or if there's things that you didn't like about the presentation as well that maybe we could change a little bit or update, that would be a really good example.
That's
Brandon.
why we're doing a teen advisory next week.
Exactly. You know, this last week I was at a school, or LA Matheson, and they asked us if we had Reddit. Reddit is very, very, very popular right now.
We should have a subreddit.
Yes, and they were talking, and they said, what's your karma? All right, and and stuff, right? And I'm going, okay, that one doesn't resonate with me so much. It probably does with you and Candice a little bit more. But it's, again, that's something that the kids are feeding us. We know about Reddit. I go there and have a look at Reddit, but we don't have our own subreddit or anything like that. But again, that's why I love having teens give us feedback. So there you go, something to think about. We may want to get one.
We could do a subreddit.
Yeah, we could.
We can have our community vote up or talk about articles we should talk about in live shows.
There you go. That would be a great idea, right?
We're planning on doing some revisions to the live show, hopefully in the new year. So we'll make, actually, that's a pretty good idea.
I know. I mean, if you give teens the ability, they come up with some brilliant ideas. They really do, right? What's interesting is we adults believe that we know best when it comes to this stuff. Not necessarily true. You know, a good example is our sexting protocol that we now teach at the high schools and middle schools primarily came from teens.
Yeah.
Right, came from teens.
Arkel says, oh, if there's a white hat or Reddit, oh my, the memes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of great memes.
I'll let you and Candice look into that. Candice, you are the social media coordinator manager on that. Make it so. For sure.
We'll have to figure out some things, but that'd be a pretty good idea.
Reddit. We need to know more about Reddit, and Candice is going to look deeper into that, aren't you, Candice? Meme review. She can talk about that, right? We can do that meme review.
Okay.
The meme around the world, brought to you by the White Hatter Group. Whoop whoop. Here we go.
Moving on.
Okay. Candice has already said, okay, this is happening.
Breach watch.
Breach watch.
Quickly summarize some breaches that happened. There's always breaches. T-Mobile had a breach. Nothing super personal, but a couple information. No passwords, no credit card information. But
big group in the U.S. though, right?
So important for T-Mobile users. Adobe Magneto had a breach. Again, nothing super sensitive like passwords, credit cards, but again, some information.
Big name companies, though, right?
Products you might use. So interesting to keep that in mind.
And I think this is important because the reason it's important is, like we say in our presentations, everything we do online, no matter what our privacy settings, everything we do online is public, permanent, searchable, exploitable, copyable, shareable, and install for sale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those were some pretty big name companies who got some pretty good security protocols in place, and they were breached.
But it's not the worst issue this week.
Oh.
Which brings us to the segment of, sorry, what happened?
Or what I like to say is, say what? Say what?
This article came out was it this week? 5 days ago, which was 6 days ago now.
Wearables.
Essentially, this was, which is important for the holiday season.
Yes.
So basically, this was a kind of like an entry-level child smartwatch that has GPS on it and a couple smart functionalities.
Yeah.
All the data even the GPS data, was publicly accessible on the company server.
No.
Good news is, not a super popular product. It's a super cheap Chinese product.
Yeah.
But that being said, the security company that found this out, they were able to track individuals as young as 10 years old who are using this, and they actually have a heat map here of all the individuals. Now this is a European-based heat map, but basically, that's basically people kids who are using this knockoff smartwatch device that has GPS built into it, and all the data was publicly accessible.
Yeah, this is so important, right? Like this holiday season, we're seeing that wearables and other tech toys are becoming very popular, and how companies are using data from these devices, these toys, to their advantage.
Yeah.
Right?
So I guess a story that we want to share with you is in regards to buying a knockoff, super cheap, smart device. Be very hesitant to do that.
Especially for kids.
Yeah, because small knockoff devices most likely do not have as great of security as, say, a traditional mainstream smartwatch or wearable technology. So just be extra cautious this holiday season, especially when you're looking to buy that sort of device. You don't have enough money to pay for the super fancy.
It's funny because I've seen devices like this for sale. Like I saw one at Costco yesterday, just like that, and others. And they're cheap, and the kids are immediately attracted to it, obviously. And because they're so cheap, parents are now buying them. And with convenience comes vulnerability. And here's a good example, right? It's cheap device, but the vulnerability was it was tracking, and it had leaks, and it could be used for nefarious reasons, whatever those reasons are. So I mean, this Christmas, tech is going to be like it was last year. We'll do the same thing this year. Last year we asked all our followers, what did you get for Christmas?
Yeah, we'll do that again.
So we'll do that again. But there's no doubt that tech is going to be under the tree. So we got to be careful about the type of tech, especially for the parents that we're getting these kids, and making sure that we're getting tech that thinks about privacy and security as its foundation, right? So cheap isn't always better when it comes to privacy and safety.
Definitely. Latest tech projects.
Oh, yes.
So on our Instagram live show 2 weeks ago when you were here, your cousin, I guess my
Melissa,
cousin as well.
Your second cousin. Yeah, she's my cousin, she's your second cousin.
Yeah, she hopped onto our Instagram live chat.
She did.
Before our regular show. And
what I really like about Melissa, she started this thing out as a hobby where she would go to garage sales and find old furniture. And then she repurposes it and does it. And she's got very much of an artistic thread in her. She's very good at artsy stuff, right? And so she's created this business right now, and she was talking about it. And I said, hey, listen, can you send me some pictures of what it is that you do so we can share it with our followers? Look at that. All those pieces of furniture there have been refurbished, right? Like these were just pieces of junk that Melissa was able to find in old garage sales and stuff. And then she takes them and she refurbishes them.
What I like she does, she has a YouTube channel as well. Yeah. She actually does like tutorials that shows how to kind of fix things up.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting when you're looking at restoration, where you're seeing old analog materials and how you're bringing them into the virtual world and kind of doing how-to videos.
What's her YouTube channel?
It's the same one, the top drawer.
The top drawer?
It's the same one. The link's actually in her Instagram bio. But anyways, we want to give a shout out to her and the great work she does.
I know she ships everywhere, right? She ships everywhere. And so she's Canadian. She was born up here in Canada, but she married a U.S. doctor. Dr. Chiropractics. And they live down the United States on the East Coast and stuff. So, but she ships all over the place. She really does. And her work is phenomenal. And you're right, she's got these how-to videos.
Yeah, she's starting them, which is fantastic.
Which is kind of taking off, right? Yeah. So check out her channel. Check out her YouTube channel. Check out her Instagram page. See what it is she's doing. Some really cool stuff there. And for those of you who like refurbishing furniture, check out her YouTube channel and some of the videos that she has. And you might get some ideas.
Article says she's talented. I love that.
Who said that?
Article.
Oh yeah. She is. She's really. A lot of people don't know this. She traveled around the world modeling. when she was younger. Right? She made a lot of money traveling around the world doing modeling and that kind of stuff. So yeah, she's very talented, very good at what it is that she does for sure. So big shout out to my cousin Melissa and what it is that she
Article
does.
says 5-minute crafts be quaking.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wow.
Anything else?
You know what? That comes in. We are 5 minutes over. Wow, we had a lot of really good show.
Really? 5 minutes over?
5 minutes over.
Wow. Christmas. It's all that food that we ate last night, still sitting heavy, and we're still kind of a little slow from all that food that we ate from Candice. Oh my God, Candice, again, thank you for the feast last night. Like, oh my God, the only thing, yeah, we could have used the like on the Dr. Seuss, the Beast, the Holiday Beast, right, and that kind of stuff. But we didn't need the Holiday Beast because there was so much food. Oh my God.
So
good stuff.
Next show is on December 8th, and that's actually the show after the show where we're going to be doing our private teen advisory council meetings. So seems like there's some comments. Candice just telling me in my ear that people are in the chat asking how that works. So essentially, sign up. You just let us know. You give us your email. You can contact us through Instagram directly, Facebook directly. You can DM us. You can send us an email if you want. But just connect with us. We'll add you onto our list. And basically how it works is you either need a smartphone, a laptop with a camera, and what you do, well, live show, with a camera, and basically we'll connect through an app. It's called Blue Jeans, or you can connect through the web browser. And basically we'll send you a link. You press the link. You're sent into a video conference with us and the others.
It's pretty simple. All we need
all
we need is your email address. You send it to us. Brandon will send you the link to the channel on Blue Jeans. Just think of Blue Jeans like YouTube, right? It's just the name of a company, of a platform.
Yeah.
So he'll send you a link to a Blue Jeans, which is our communication platform. You click on it and allows you to join us live.
Yeah.
Right? Encrypted, secure, and we can have these discussions. So I would really encourage all the teens that are following us right now, who do it all the time, man, come in. It would be nice, number one, to meet you face to face, because we're going to be able to see
virtually
face to face, right? So that's why you need a camera and a mic so we can hear and see you. But please come and join us, because I think that you guys are going to have a lot of stuff to share with us. And we're not going to use your names or anything like that, but it's just a way that we want youth to have a bigger part in playing on what it is that we do as a company, because we truly do believe that young people, preteens and teens, you have a lot to offer people like us and to the world in general about what's going on in social media and all the cool things you guys are doing online, right? So yeah, so
and you know the best memes, and Candice wants to know the memes.
Yeah, we're gonna do some cool things with Candice.
That's the show.
She can be like on what's that game with Vanna White where she lifts the letters?
The Wheel of Fortune?
Not the Wheel of Fortune. Like, she'll do the same version, but she's gonna do it on memes. We're gonna use a green screen. It'll be pretty cool. I think it'll be pretty cool. Don't you think?
I'm trying to figure out how to make that work. But anyways,
we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Anyways, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for the chat who's going.
Thank you, Pemberton, for my mug.
And Shoreline.
Yeah. So
article says, hope you, Brandon and Candice, have a great day. Keep doing well. Thank you so much.
Keep doing what y'all do. We'll keep doing what we all do. So again, from myself, who's Darren?
And Brandon and Candice in the back.
Next week, I'll be wearing something else to go with my hat. Make sure you check it out.
Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you again next week here on the YouTube live show.
Back to my TikTok.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.